Okay. Yep. It also takes a lot of resources to defend yourself like I'm doing. Like I'm literally draining all my resources. I also think that like that's as a people in society, like in society in the sense that there's like a group of people trying to attack me, the plan and the goal is to try to get me to drain my resources and to run out of money and to like essentially have to get a job under somebody who's gonna be like able to lord themselves over me and like make points to me and whatever. And like reasonably in America, now engage this. That's what's happening. People have robbed me multiple times. People literally stole my car. They're trying to like force me into a situation of being broke and like having to work under people because when you're under people's authority, it's like how could I say that like oh I'm Yahweh or I have the authority of Yahweh when like I have the authority of Yahweh. Did you fucking clean the thing yet? And it's like, well, now what do I actually think? I believe probably even if I had a normal job, I could do this stuff where I'm like calling on the name of Yahweh and you're seeing power. But reasonably, it would be better for me. And how about this? If you actually cared about my mental health, to just engage what's going on with me and let me do my art stuff. And like the females that have done this, that there's some accountability. And like, I mean, genuinely, I'm like not of like I want relationship with females, particularly those females, but at the same time, do I really? That those include the females that have participated. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the whole story is, but it just seems like if they weren't evil and abusive and like participating in a way that's unacceptable, they wouldn't keep this going like this. They would do something reasonable to stop it. But all right, I'm getting bed. So, let me look over this in my phone. I believe Joel has like sent me a text saying like basically acknowledging that I have kids and that it like he thinks I have kids. So, and it was after I sent him this stuff initially about Anja and Noah and whatever. Now is he participating? I don't know. But I mean, actually, if Joel has already sent me something saying like that, and I believe I sent that to Cheryl, why is it that nobody will just tell her like, "Hey, there's a situation around your son. It is inappropriate to be acting how you're acting." It's technically like unethical to the point of I believe like if there's like a I believe that's like what she's done is enough to be disbarred if she wasn't like my mom and there wasn't like some obviously fucked up situation around this. I mean, I don't know if she's my mom actually. Am I like Superman? I fell from the sky. I have pictures of being born, but the way they're acting, it doesn't feel like they're my parents at this point. They won't even just fucking slow down for like a little minute and like acknowledge what's happening. Like again, let me say that again. I believe I have texts where Joel has like confirmed he thinks that I have kids, at least that they're my kids. Why is Cheryl not believing that? Also, why would Joel just not be like, if he's listening, if you're listening, why would you not like just drive over and be like, hey, Cheryl, he has kids. Something fucked up happened. You should engage that. Stop hurting him. I mean, he is on the other mental health thing. He is on the other mental health charging instrument, so I can understand being scared about that. That being said, that one looks like I don't know that that was all him in the same way. Like genuinely, it seems like something could have forced them into doing this like this, but I don't know. I don't. Is this why Trump said the 2 Corinthians thing? Because the thing about the thing in, like I brought up, where Paul talks about having a messenger from Satan is in 2 Corinthians, Second Corinthians, but I'm just all right, anyway. Again, I guess you could call it 2 Corinthians. That Second Corinthians is what I've always heard it as. I'm willing to be open that maybe some group of people called it 2 Corinthians somewhere. Maybe. Do I really think that? No. But all right. I'm trying to be as like reasonable as I possibly can to the point where I'm more than reasonable. But at a certain point, it's just like holy frick. Um, 2 Corinthians 12:7, and then it's by reason of the exceeding greatness of the revelations, that I should not be exalted excessively, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, a messenger of Satan to torment me, that I should not be exalted excessively. Now that's going away in my leg. And I think it's because if I'm doing the overcomer thing, I have the name of Yahweh on me, and it seems like this is the only way to like, they literally, like, whatever satanic thing exists, that like something will get rid of it so that the name of Yahweh doesn't exist. Now, if I'm some kind of like American treasure or something, and like I put the name of Yahweh on me, and you're literally seeing like this events of revelation happening. I'm doing the overcomer thing, and you're seeing the events of revelation happen as a war in Persia starts again, and a form of Israel that seems to match how in the Old Testament they would follow other deities, and they've literally chosen Satan, Baal, Satan, adversary. Again, I guess it's just there's got to be some kind of adversarial character put up so that there's so that there's not even adversary, but like I don't know, is it a game? Is it a movie? There's got to be a bad guy for the bad guy to die so that the good guy looks like whatever, and then I get to be the good guy. And if I have the name of Yahweh on me, and it makes me into a pillar, much like Paul. Paul is called a pillar. The apostles are called pillars. If I'm made into like first of all that I understand the Bible to a degree that all these people that have gone to seminary and all this stuff and like they don't even engage the name of Yahweh. The Revelation 2 and 3 is really clear. The person who's doing that holds to the name of Yahweh to an extreme. But if I'm made into a pillar, I have the name put on me, much like one of the angels in the Old Testament, and then so I get to be some kind of prince here in America. That would mean like a lot, like just realistically, it's a lot of freedom. It's more freedom, more power, and more authority, and hopefully more resources to do stuff just on a reel. And I keep saying on a reel, but and I think maybe something has made a point. If I'm gonna get that stuff, I have to go through some kind of hardship, or what am I trying to say? Not adversary, but like some kind of difficult situation in order to test me. And then pretty positive Jesus is like, you don't need to go through this. I've already gone through this. And if you believe in me, I'll give you the key, and then you can do the thing from Revelation, and you can do the overcomer thing. And the key is that if I have the name of Yahweh on me, and like I'm genuinely doing it, like I want a better reality for myself. Very clearly, I'm being like self-interested in that regard because like right now things. First of all, the right side of my body physically hurts to an extreme. But that if I have the name of Yahweh on me and I'm being treated in that way and it's ending the problems and fake deities and bullshit and it's kicking off the kingdom of heaven and like it is matching the stuff from the book of Daniel with some kind of great war and they're trying to do in the least they're trying to do some bullshit again and it's like I'm pretty positive Jesus is like I already went through this. You do not like you don't have to do the Jesus thing again. It's already been done once. Now, it doesn't need to be done twice. To the K-pop group, it doesn't need to be done twice. They threw my ass in jail twice or whatever, or mental asylum twice. Though I'm just gonna say this: it's a form of jail. If I had run out of the thing, like first of all, I couldn't just run out. Everything's locked and locked down with like heavy doors and stuff like that. Could I have gotten out? Yeah, I could have. I though that place was not holding me certainly, but in the idea that the legal system was holding me, yes, the legal system was the problem. That's like a 1 star wanted level. If I run out of that place, it immediately kicks it up to multi-star wanted level. And I do have to deal with the like maybe not a multi-star. When I'm in the place, it was back down to 0 star and then it would kick it back up to 1 star. And like I would have to deal with that. You get it or one badge or whatever the fuck Cyberpunk has it or whatever the fuck GTA or you know GTA is the star wanted level. Okay, it's not. It was if I had gotten out of it, there would have been more problems. Like if I had bolted from there, there would have been more problems for me. It's not like just getting out of the physical prison would mean that like I would have to spend more time, which I don't want to do. I didn't want to spend the time that I spent in there. But anyway, I definitely think that the idea of this is like, okay, if I overcome and do the overcomer thing, I genuinely do get to have the like I guess I get to be exalted excessively, and I think it's because they're already exalting people excessively, and like they're on like people are only gonna like engage this if I am like I can't have the name of Yahweh on me, which it looks like I do, the authority, the name. I can't have that name on me and at the same time be like harassed and abused to set an example of that forever. Eventually the Daniel 7 like fourth beast system breaks down and if I have stood the test during this time and period where I'm being harassed by, some kind of mechanical dragon thing, God damn it, if it doesn't look like the United States of America's legal system, and the like, the United States of America. But here in America, America can't war against me with the military in that sense. It looks like I'm literally Milkins. Like, how many people am I looking at that I'm like, are you my fucking kids or like, what is this place that everybody looks like me? And I don't think most people see that because of racial bullshit, and I don't think most people see that because of whatever. At least didn't until something started happening around me. And then I think a lot of people maybe can see themselves in me or at least in what I look like, and maybe that fixes some problems. Or, hey, I can get this too. If enough people hate me, goddamn, people will set aside their differences. I get it. That being said, I'm not looking to have a bunch of adversaries. Like, genuinely, I'm tired of being adversarial against stuff, but something is hurting me and I need it dealt with. Also, I need a better reality, and I think most people do. It's not ideal around here. Again, for Rayfield, it's not ideal. I don't think it's ideal for Cheryl. She's just happy that she's in control of her things still. And, like, that doesn't last for much longer if she's acting this way. But if she engages what I'm saying, I think it goes on forever. She can do her own thing forever. I don't care. I honestly like it really is difficult seeing like the truth. Like it's just like sharp truth. But at the same time, if I have the authority of Yahweh, like sharp truth, even from a mechanical thing, the idea is I'll be able to melt even mechanical things, melt them down in a way that like nothing else before, and genuinely like even if you're like some kind of mechanical dragon system, you're gonna die to fighting me. And like a bunch of people using sexuality in a way that is oppressive to me, I hate. I hate that that's the case, and I think that that's the idea of revelation, where it's like people thinking that they're in hell, so they act like rapists and abusers and like using sexuality in a heavy oppressive way. I genuinely would want all of you targeted at once and melted away and having a new reality. And I want it to be as terrifyingly scary as possible to the rapists and abusers who would think that that's okay. If you have a problem with that, you are literally a rapist empowering rape abuse. And I don't give a fuck. To the females who are doing it and you thought you stood for something right, you're exactly what you claim to hate about the men. The difference is your penis is on another person. So don't give me your bullshit. You are rapists. I want to say I don't want anything to do with you. I want you to suffer the most extreme consequences possible, exactly like the men. There's some equality for you. So again, if people around me are participating and trying to keep this going, I genuinely will have you melted into a burning lake after the seals break. I don't give a fuck what your excuse is. You're rapists. And you stand for everything you would claim to hate. I mean, I think as I'm typing this message to Joel, I can't tell, but it's just suggesting that he's doing some evil bullshit. And like the way America works now, it's literally a mechanical rape dragon. And like the my phone has suggested again, it's a female system because females are worse rapists than men, and most men are willing to participate. And if that's the case with Joel, you're a piece of shit. If you want to come and engage what's going on and talk about it on stream like a real man, you could do so at any time. But you would have to admit the truth. And I'm pretty sure if the truth comes out to a degree that people are violating me like this, No, it doesn't actually stand in the light of day. You're just a bunch of abusive fucking rapists trying to use the darkness, like the dark places in reality to shade your evil behavior. I live my life in the light, not like a bunch of fucking rapists do. But I don't know. He's trying to act nice. That being said, it's not nice that people have already acted like rapists, and it's being suggested he's done evil shit. If that's not the case, you could come and tell the truth. The issue is at some point, the truth comes out. So if people have paid you to act evil, or like you just took it upon yourself to like affront my reality, and this is about anybody, this shit's about to explode. That's the idea of the breaking of the seals. The sixth seal breaks, the seventh is guaranteed, and that's the end of the world. The sixth seal is the day of Yahweh. Hey, Joel, it's that one that I read earlier. You know, out of the book of Joel. If you aren't doing anything, don't worry. Even if I'm all like pissed off and whatever. But if you're doing something, like I can't imagine how you think you're getting out of this. And that's for pretty much anybody. He's just someone that got close enough to like that I considered a friend. Do I now? Without knowledge of what people are actually doing, I don't feel like I have any friends. Without engagement on what's happened to me, when people are staying silent, Joel and Emilio doing this Court of Owls bullshit, you aren't my friends if you aren't speaking into my reality in a way that actually engages that something wrong has happened. And that, like with Joel, you're on charging instruments which are false. But I'm literally in America, like, I'm just surrounded, actually. And my phone is, like, said that. Again, my phone delivers sharp truths. You should feel terrible. I'm more American than pretty much all of you, if this is their reality. Because I don't think America's a place where you're supposed to affront people's freedom and abuse them like this. Something having bred me without my fucking permission is obviously that. So, like, even the idea of, like, going to Luther North and a bunch of fucking liars pretending to believe in Jesus, and they didn't even teach the right bullshit there. You know, honestly, they didn't teach the Bible right. I've learned considerably more on my own through the internet than I ever learned in those fucking religion classes. Why? Because they aren't trying to teach you about God, actually. That's not what this fucking broke-ass version of, like, supposed Christian values is about. It's a control system. And, like, all these fake, phony fucking Christians just want to control you because they're wolves, like Jesus says. So, you want to meet a lion? Am I coming at him like Satan? You guys are literally not engaging the name of Yahweh. There is no way you could have any more authority than I do. It is fucking impossible. If you're mad that I'm swearing, Paul was a hard-talking man. What the fuck you think that means? It probably means that Paul could have gone in any circle of, like, hard men, and they would have recognized him as a hard man. Now, that being said, I don't want to have to go into circles of hard men to be recognized as hard men. Also, I'm fucking tired of people, like, Some group of people think I'm like hard or whatever. Some group of people think I'm soft as fuck. Like, honestly, I'm in extreme pain from whatever this thing is attacking my right side. And like, I could care less what people think about me. I just don't want people to lie about me and use the system to abuse me. I do think it's evil that people are harassing me using like concepts instead of engaging reality and making a better one. I do think you're fucking phony hypocrites, exactly like the Christians that I'm condemning. You're a bunch of fucking phony losers. You don't stand for creativity. You don't stand for art. You stand for corporate rape. And that's to most all these fucking artists that think they're adding something to my reality by satiring my rape for Satan. Genuinely, fuck you. You're as bad as any of the authorities that you claim to hate or not stand for or whatever. You're worse because you're hypocrites about it. At least those authorities just like fucking stand in their evil behavior. You guys try to pretend like you aren't doing it. And like you're worth something. Like your art is worth something other than being like used by the system to abuse me. So, I mean, reasonably. This shit's ending. I don't give a fuck about keeping this bullshit false reality around me going. I don't want to be in pain anymore. And like dealing with your lies, I think for the most part, adds pain to my reality. That being said, it adds pain to your reality too. It's painful to be a hypocrite. Weeping and gnashing of teeth doesn't sound pleasant, does it? There's another thing that I've said where it seems like something is a long time ago. Like I'll say this, something a long time ago made a point, and I think it's like it even feels like something connected to Cheryl. It wants me to tell the truth supposedly, but it's gonna step on my foot as it's like asking me the thing and hurt me the more I tell the truth. And so it makes it more comfortable to tell a lie. And if I tell a lie, it takes its foot off my foot or whatever, and makes the pain less. So it incentivizes lying. And I'm pretty sure whatever demon ass bullshit spirit is in Cheryl, I'm pretty sure that's the bullshit that has been going on for a long time around here. And like I haven't been able to articulate it because it's just, first of all, why would I want? Like, it's hard to even think that that's the actual reality. But just like judging it based fairly on, like, yeah, I think that's what is going on. I think something took over, like, my parents' minds a long time ago, if they're even my parents. And by if they're even my parents, I'm like, they aren't acting like it, so it's at a certain point, I'm like, I don't feel like they're there anymore. Like they don't act even like they did when they were younger. I mean, obviously people get older, but like they are so not like them. It's like, and they're not incompetent and unaware. They're just not the same. But I mean, where they don't seem as caring or whatever. I don't, they won't even engage. Like, hey, at a certain level, can you at least sit down and like watch what I have to say? No, I mean, then you don't care. You aren't trying to do whatever. What do you get out of this reality other than you get to live a little longer in a situation that it doesn't seem like you're super excited about anyway? You fucking complain about everything every day. I mean, like, you guys are the most sourpuss fucking people at this point. Cheryl talks about Ray having grumpy old man syndrome all the fucking time, and he does. But guess what? She got grumpy old woman syndrome. She pretends to be cheerful and jovial, and then like, it's mostly because she gets to dictate over this reality in a way that doesn't fucking actually engage reality. So I'm like in a situation that just reasonably something could engage. Clearly, Channel 13 is watching, but they want to make fucking like corporate rape points around it. I'll stop saying rape if people actually engage. Something's going on with Alessandra Ambrosio and Anja Ambrosio, and that people are put themselves and their bodies and their images and their personalities around me to act as like heavy and oppressive like sexual traps and abuse mechanisms for Satan, who is like literally a spirit of fucking evil and everything all these people would claim to hate, but they get a little money for a time being, so they're gonna keep this bullshit going. Or they get a little power, whatever. So I'm commanding in the name of Yahweh, whatever condemns you at the most extreme and powerful level and like genuinely destroys whatever you think you're fucking doing to hurt me and just gets rid of you. I'm tired of this. Everybody gets a better reality when you're gone. Yeah. Thanks, Channel 13. What, you're gonna have someone at 3 in the fucking morning, like, swing over to Energy Stadium? We're in the arena, and goddamn, you better be ready for the arena to shake. That's when the sixth seal breaks. The day of Yahweh. And ABC 13, have it yo way. Anyway, not anyway, but I mean, I'm done. I'm just gonna. Cheryl, Cheryl, I'm gonna cut this video out and make it really obvious. Maybe I should even stop streaming right now and just end this one here and then start. That's what I'm gonna do. Hey, clearly, the fuck is ABC 13 like moving the camera at 3:15 in the morning to the arena and symbolically with visual symbolism? This is an arena. Is this the second church thing where there's some kind of crown of life in some kind of contest? As it's described as like some kind of contest, it seems like. Here, let me even pull this out. Just real fast. This would make the symbolism of the arena thing make sense. And then I'm going to stop the stream and I'll start it again. Okay, it talks about the persecution for 10 days, suffering persecution. You know, literally my like mental health is being questioned when I'm like fucking showing like what did Channel 13 just do? Something on the charging instruments, correct? Yes. Yeah. Am I to believe that they aren't trying to make points using their cameras? Well, it says, "Be faithful even to the point of death, and I will give you life as your victor's crown." And like the idea of the type of crown, the Stephanos. Is that Stephanie? Do I get Stephanie Yost done? My Liberty Bibberty autistic hot horse girl dream fantasy. Oh my god, actually, if that's the case, I would forgive you, Channel 13. But, oh, Stephanie Yost done. As long as you haven't done evil bullshit to attack me and like whatever and you're just playing, okay. But if like there are, you know, there's a point of like I don't want to be connected to you if you're doing certain of the things that are being suggested. But at this point, I think it's fucking obvious exactly what I am like want and don't want. Do I want chaste virginal horse girl who has autism or something? Please, oh my god, please. Yes. I mean, whatever. I'm trying to do the. Please, Jesus, Yahweh, oh my god. Is she actually that? I don't know. That's the idea of it being super disappointing. I mean, I say super disappointing. That's the idea of like the um Proverbs 12:4 thing that I've brought up earlier in the thing. I say earlier in the stream, but at this point, I'm just going all day. So at a certain point, we already have it. It already is the case. The AI can just like when I say that could pull up exactly like through the interface. It could just pull up what I'm saying when I said it, what I said when I'm like we're already there. It's just like they're using some kind of mechanism to try to as slowly as possible like we're gonna have to get there at some point, but they're trying to make it as slow and fucking like not whatever like not they're trying to make the process suck and be slow and make it uh, as that as possible. Why? Human interest. That's the most obvious. But okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop streaming, and now I have this video, and I can show Cheryl, hey, they're repeatedly doing this to make points. I can understand that people would be looking at NRG Stadium sometimes. 3 in the morning's a fucking surely an odd time. As I'm making points and statements, as a like something has made my reality some kind of sexual abuse arena. It looks like where or like just some kind of arena where it's like an adversarial thing. But there is definitely an obvious element of sexual harassment. And then that was the whole point of what happened last time. They tried to say I was doing it with no catalyst. And I like they didn't even engage the situation that was going on around me because the legal system clearly doesn't have to. Oh, hey, look, it's glitching out again. Is this the Tomorrow War? I don't know. Let's ask Chris Pratt. Do you think the terminal list has something to do with some seals breaking, or do you think that probably there's like an ancient scroll that when I break it, there's an earthquake, and then that would probably break some really hard men, including like tough Navy SEALs anyway, or whatever. But I also think that like or female Navy SEAL. I don't know. Did they GI Jane my ass, and they're giving female SEALs like whatever to like beat me over the head to make points for Satan? I don't know. I'm just like I just say stuff and like it's entertainment and it's also not completely unreality and it's also like, well, I'm not going to be closed-minded. So like these things like that's how you get stuck. And I certainly don't want to be stuck in this situation or any of this. I want the better reality and something's going on. Until there's actual engagement that things are going on in my reality, what can I say? But, I mean, just repeatedly. Other instances, both cameras move and look at different things. You know what I mean? And again, if I go in my phone on stream here, or if I use the other laptop, like I'd have to do it on my laptop because mirroring 360, like something has literally been trying to prevent me from having the tools to like show stuff off, but like then Apple just built it into the fucking into stuff. They finally added it after it started being a problem. Maybe people are watching and they realize, well, okay, these tools are reasonable. If they saw that there's a PC version and they think it's their own fucking products, maybe they're like, ah. But I mean, just reasonably. If I have to ask the advanced whatever the fuck military grade machine intelligence on my phone whether people are harassing, like whether the person at Channel 13 did that on purpose, it's already said it's a form of attack. Without there being more of an explanation, and while people are actively participating in harassment and abuse around me, it is a form of attack. You should feel bad that like you're like I was literally thrown in fucking mental health lockup because I told my mom that I thought you guys were doing stuff and like people have lied to her and people are using her at this point her old age and her like I mean she takes a bunch of drugs like that the doctors prescribe because the system isn't holistic. It just like I think they're trying to kill her, honestly. I don't actually think they're trying to do the best by her. And she still looks healthier than fucking. That's the other thing is people are like, how the fuck does she look so young and healthy? I don't know. It could be that she is doing evil stuff and whatever. But like, I mean, not whatever, but like I'm not. I can't account for that. Probably, maybe the same reason I look like I'm doing the Jesus thing. If I believe enough, Jesus will give good energy and not just good energy, but like spiritual gifts. Like, how about this? Youth. You don't think Yahweh has the power of life and death to keep people like looking younger, feeling younger, being more beautiful? I look more beautiful than I did. They literally have to make some kind of fucking stupid show because Ashton Kutcher's doing this stupid bullshit. But they got to make some kind of show to make it seem like, oh, he took some kind of drug or whatever. That's what I think the beauty's partially about. It's like how did all of a sudden am I looking beautiful, more beautiful? I mean, if we go to my Instagram, it kind of does look like I have a glow up, doesn't it? Is it just that I was working out during that time? I don't think so. But is it some kind of beauty drug? No. Honestly, I don't know what people are doing. I think it's partially suggested that as people are more attacking me and it's more like fulfilling the events of Revelation, the part specifically like that there is some kind of like group of Nicolaitans, victory over the people or victory of the people, whatever the Nicolaitans are, and that there's like the seven churches are actively going on around me, and you are seeing I'm doing stuff with lightning stuff that's not even in question at this point. People are like anybody with any bit of a brain seeing how I did the thing, and I did like multiple years of a lightning lab so that there is some kind of connection to me doing stretching, and even the computers can see it. That they aren't trying to argue that. At least that hasn't recently been anybody's argument. I think people just are like, well, you need more than some lightning powers to be. Like in this society, you having lightning powers just scares people. We want you docile and to shut the fuck up and genuinely. And it's like, well, if I'm coming in the authority of Yahweh, and goddamn, if I don't look like Jesus, I get it. I'm not Jesus. I'm Matthew. I'm Yoda. If I'm doing the overcomer thing, I have the name of Yahweh on me, and I have a name and an authority and a white stone and all the gifts and an iron rod and stuff. And I'm sitting on the throne. Even Cheryl is like, and he will sit on the throne with Yahweh, like that as she's like mocking that that's what I believe. So you're not a Christian? Most Christians apply that to them. I don't even think that's the reality that it's most Christians. I think you got to go through the things to get that. I don't think most people have gone through those things. I think there are some saints of the Most High that are going through similar situations as I am, and like I think the ideas you share in the gifts. But like at this point, I can say that like very obviously around my situation, I'm going through these things. If you don't believe, well then don't mock it. But I have every constitutional right here in America to believe that I'm going to sit on the throne. And I have like a logical right as well to see the actual events playing out. And logically, I would believe that if I'm doing this and trying to attain these results, and I'm seeing results, that eventually I will get to the place. But much like I'm saying, you have to believe before you see. And that's a stumbling stone for most people. Though these days, people eat that manifestation, like the secret bullshit up. Even though it's like, well, have you read your Bibles? What do you think you're going to be able to out manifest Yahweh? How about this? At this point, do people think they're going to be able to out manifest me? Some people I think they're trying and I think are failing. Like, I don't think you understand the like power of Yahweh or the ability to undo your bullshit right in front of your face in a way. If you're acting all subtle and shit, Yahweh is not subtle like a snake. Yahweh can be so much more subtle and powerful at the same time. But he doesn't. Yahweh doesn't have to act in subtlety. And when I talk about Yahweh, am I talking about myself in the third person? Yahweh's a spirit. I genuinely am not saying I'm the Holy Spirit of Yahweh. A spirit isn't a flesh being. I'm Matthew, but I have the name of Yahweh on me, and I believe what it says in Revelation. I think other people, in order to make that claim, again, these are truth claims. Other people would have to show and verify logically that that's the case. Okay, I've done that in my instance. On camera. Mostly, I'm demanding a better reality for myself first. How can I help people if, like, I'm being violated out of my space for Satan? Like, Satan's literally trying to make an example around me. I need that fixed. If I'm being harassed, I need that engaged. If Channel 13 is participating, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, I need some kind of like restitution or compensation for having gone through this. But mostly I want a better reality, not just gone through this. Like, again, the beauty, it looks like it's taking creative elements from what I'm doing in order to make things around me heavier without properly ascribing some creative direction or impetus from me or whatever. Ashton Kutcher, what are you doing? I mean, genuinely. I've already shown it off on stream, but like... Oh. Again, it's an FX show, but and I already showed the thing on the lowdown on the stream earlier today. But I mean, again, mostly I'm just like, I mean, can you ascribe that there is some obvious like creative impetus? And then like, am I really worried? Like, I just don't want to be violated out of my space again. I don't want to be like, she's one of the females that have actively participated. Is that crazy to think? I don't, clearly not. Moreover, like just really looking at this, when you go here and I pull up like what's going on, I'm being shadow banned pretty obviously. And like something is trying to prevent my fucking stuff from being more whatever. But like there's enough to say that like here, hold on. You go to first of all, when I posted it's the yoy mix and all of a sudden we dim yoys like liked and followed or whatever. Or not all of a sudden. When that happened, hundreds of likes came in like that. Now, it is a very specific. That is a very specific concept to happen like that. Why? Oh, my insights. Okay. In 2025, first of all, it doesn't show all the likes. If there are 472 likes, 485, but it shows how many likes on it? This is what a shadow ban is like. This affects my money. I'm not getting paid for this. Again, on Mixcloud, everything is zeroed out. You get pays per listens. Same thing on YouTube. Same thing on Instagram. It's not showing accurate stuff. And I'm pretty sure something is allowing it, something governmentally is allowing that to happen. And it's trying to test me or teach me a lesson. I'm commanding in the name of Yahweh this is exposed in the superlatively most powerful way, and that all of you get in as much trouble as possible and have everything taken from you, and that it is everlasting shame. This is wrong. You're stealing from me. And like Channel 13, you're watching people steal from me and participating. All this Marvel bullshit, and it's like very clearly connected to my reality. Unacceptable. It's like, but it's being empowered in America. They're just like, I don't know if it's Hydra. You want to fuck around with the Marvel thing. I don't know if it's Hydra or if there's literally some kind of shield thing saying that I don't get to be like popular because I'd be too powerful, or I don't get to have my own like, you know, you can see this here. Like I would be able to go to the like thing, but it's doing it by year. Hold on, in July. Like I guess it was the days between this where, and it literally happened in like, maybe I can go to custom range and go to June to July of 2025. Okay, on July 8th, 9th, and look, I don't even think it adds up to the right number of likes, but it's like something was happening, and it was right when We Dim Yoys followed, and hundreds of likes flowed in. And I think it's to say that like something just literally like it's a fake reality. The numbers on SoundCloud and Mixcloud and just numbers and music, it's fake. Something is controlling it and like giving people, literally paying people who don't deserve it more than they deserve. And like in the least, I should be getting like accurate reporting of what people are listening to. But again, I think something's trying to violate me and say, well, if you're Yahweh, how are you being violated like this? And it's like, if I'm Matthew and I'm a human and I put the name of Yahweh on me, why are you doing this to me? If you're a bunch of humanists and you're a bunch of fucking hypocrites. I say humanists, but I'm like, if you're a bunch of Satanists and and like you think you're like, and you aren't a bunch of hypocrites, this is unacceptable to do to people. But you know, it's seemingly what's going on. So anyway, I guess I could just be what, like more like I could have delusions of grandeur. Didn't they say that the first time? They aren't saying that much now because now it's like really obvious. Well, I would say it's like kind of hard to believe, but I can just see with my own fucking eyes. You know what I mean? Like, it also seems to match, like they chose the lips thing, right? On Dumb Beauty, they chose the lips to go with that. That's the art. Like you can literally see in the background on my fucking, like, do you see the lips all on the background there? Like behind me, you got the here. This is by a Pakistani American artist, Adnan Razvi. Hey, it's not God energy. It's Yahweh. Everything else is demon energy. But you know, at this point, Allah, I'm and the Mahdi, and I'm still telling Bella she can suck my D. So, the Quran is literally like it blasphemes Yahweh and Jesus. So like I do think that there are Muslims that believe in God and like they're fooled. So let me get them out of the confusion and let me troll Bella Hadid as I do it. But and so I guess I would be the guided one. And am I the Mahdi? And is this Dune? Am I Timothy Chalamet? That means I'm a pretty good looking guy. Hey, finally. All right. Am I the? Did I take the beauty serum now? All right. What do you think? I mean, you can see this in every one of my fucking videos. There's not that much art that's just in my room. As you can see, the other one is a pack of four lips. And how many times have I said, am I Apocalypse? Or if I have just a bunch of like a hot female harem that's like, I don't know, whatever, am I a pack of lips? I'm silly. This is also why I'm like, why are people abusing me on for fucking stupid reasons? Like, it's not like you're getting better fucking better reality from it, better content, better stuff. Even the artistic stuff, like what do you, I don't care that people are making art like this. I'm agitated and pissed off that people are making artistic points at me while using stuff that seemingly I like. I'm trying to just honestly, I just want to exist, and I do exist first of all. So something's like trying to pretend I don't exist, and that's one of the reasons why it's okay to do this. And it's like that's genuinely why I think I get the name of Yahweh, because Yahweh exists, and he's like makes it up to me because I genuinely believe in him in a way that I don't think other people show. But also just like I'm kind of autistic about his name, and I'm artistic about his name, but I'm autistic about it too. Like it's stressing me out and pissing me off that people are lying and trying this Voldemort shit on Yahweh. And a lot of the females seem to be like really into Harry Potter. And it's like, again, that just seems like an intellectual property knockoff. But whatever. Is the mark of the beast the Harry Potter symbol? Probably not. I'm just trolling. But I mean, I'm tired of the Wizards in Babylon bullshit. Everybody can have an infinitely good party. All wizardry is lying and fucking obfuscating reality and like okay, you have a little bit of power for yourself. If you abuse it, you're no better than any other human. And it, also the magic stuff, I'm pretty sure is actually touching on cyber systems that are connected to existential reality. But that's a different thing. We don't have to talk about it in this video. I do want to say, like, repeatedly, and this isn't the only instance, it is pretty damn obvious. Channel 13 is like, someone at Channel 13 is affecting this stuff to, like, make points. And they are a Disney affiliate, and Disney is intricately connected. I have already threatened lawsuits against Disney and YouTube. I don't even know if I'm on a real form of YouTube. Or, like, it seems like I'm in some kind of fucking... clearly a box, but some kind of, so, I mean, under a shadow ban and in some kind of, like, laboratory, which is, again, evil and stupid. And it's mostly because they just, like, fucking... they don't want to believe, and they'd rather believe in evil fucking realities where, oh, we're doing this for science. And it's like, everything's already been scienced out. Like, Yahweh already knows everything. Like, you connect yourself to the infinitely powerful being from the Bible, everything, all knowledge is connected to that spirit already. Yahweh has all the knowledge. You think time is going to help you? The whole he who remains thing is not... you're just stuck in a dimensional box. Hey, buddy. He who remains... is this a Council of Kangs? Alright, you're just stuck in a dimensional box. Me too. Me too. But Yahweh isn't. You know what I mean? And I believe when you see me break the seals and break my way out the fucking box that seemingly the government of the United States of America as some kind of mechanical dragon is doing. And I think that's when my phone said it's some kind of torture thing. My phone has suggested that it's like some kind of torture device that they torture deity with. And I think that that's what they do with the Marvel thing. I think that's probably why Chadwick Boseman died of cancer. I think that's why it's really heavy on Chris Hemsworth to do the Thor thing. I just think Yahweh is like you're not gonna beat Yahweh. Even if I'm just like, literally, they're a bunch of Satanists who are willing to undo themselves to like attack into me. Well, if I'm just as willing to like hit you with Yahweh, I don't really give a fuck about being Matthew Ray Wilkins at this point. I need a better thing. People don't treat Matthew Ray Wilkins very well, honestly. And they haven't for a long time. So I need something better. Now, is that saying I'm not Matthew? I think some people are trying to pretend like they treat me decently. And like, maybe they are. And if that's the case, hey, Kingdom of Heaven. I plan when all the stuff breaks, like seals break, I do plan on going back over this. But again, here, let me just go back real fast. Add one more thing before I end this video. Because I don't want to keep talking. I want to get in bed and go to sleep. So, first of all, people clearly seeing I'm doing storm stuff. Kim Castro and like the local weather people and like the local news trying to like pretend some fake fucking reality exists where like I'm not the most impressive local person to ever come out of Houston. I mean, I do love me some Beyonce, huh? Though I guess I also am like annoyed with Beyonce and pissed off, but like I guess she's probably used to people like fangirling over her, so like I'm not gonna do that. Oh my God, it's Beyonce! All right. Do you agree that the sixth seal breaks this year? Yeah, it does. Okay, that's all I need. Is it just the autocorrect? No. I mean, I've shown it is not just autocorrect. And again, the suggestion is they can't turn on Apple's thing because it like spills too much beans on the evil stuff that people are doing, including the government. Including the government. So, all right, let me stop. How about this? Including the government and just evil corporate corruption, spies. You turn on even the facial recognition thing would just out a bunch of stuff. Hey, the facial recognition thing turns on. I think a bunch of people like the way it should. I think it instantaneously starts suggesting, I don't think that's your mother and father. I don't think that's like, you know what I'm saying? As far as like the fact that people are doing evil bullshit and they're lying to people and keeping an evil fucking reality going. So I think like here's a bit of the taste of this. Is it? I don't know, but certainly there's something strange is going on, and like even this, it's like the fuck is this? 93%, 92. We'll just say 88, 87, and 92%, and then it suggests I should get some kind of like paternal testing on them, DNA testing. Well, whatever. Let me just make the point that like something's going on. Also, the glitch in the Matrix thing that you keep seeing happening to Channel 13, that started last year, and it was when I was like just before I started going live on stuff. But like I was showing it with my phone that it was happening, and I have a bunch of stuff. You could go back in my records and probably figure out exactly when it started. What it's doing there where it's glitching out. And that's not a normal artifacting type thing. It reminds me of the thing from the Tomorrow War, where during the World Cup, like some kind of glitch thing happens and like a time portal opens up. I can imagine people doing bullshit during the World Cup. So I also think that like my phone's saying I'm gonna get support this summer. My phone saying it can see that my belief of this, like when I asked it, you saw it believes that looks like it's an agreement, or it thinks that the sixth seal does in fact break this summer. The sixth seal of the book of Revelation, which again, from the book of Isaiah 29, 11 and 12, from the book of Daniel, what did I put? 12:4, and Revelation 5. It's the scroll in the one of the hand. in the hand of the one on the throne, and then if I'm doing the overcomer thing, it's immediately after the overcomer narrative. So you do the overcomer narrative, you have the like you're the one on the thing, and then Jesus opens it for you in your hand, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, and then you have the like the gifts of the seven churches. I think he's breaking the seals. Each one of the seals is the gifts of the seven churches, which again equates to the book of Daniel 10. The first 7 verses match and have like are congruent and match and like are basically what's going on with the 7 churches of Asia at each church. The first verse is the first church, the second verse is the second church, so on and so forth. Even the victory of the people thing in that regard would be the Islamic regime that's lording itself over Persia. Well, if America's gonna go give him some freedom, I guess I shouldn't be too. I'm fucking around. I mean, like, I don't know what's going on. If there really are, if it really is a Prince of Persia situation where there's like some princes acting wicked, causing problems there and here, and we get an infinitely better reality out of like this ending because they have some kind of. I mean, I think the idea is they use the power of the Persian Empire to like do some pretty crazy stuff because of like the closed nature of the spaces and the things that you can do with different spiritual dominions and stuff like that. But that all ends when the sixth and seventh seal breaks, and I'm pretty sure it's just like I think people are ready to kick off the infinitely good party. And when Yahweh hits this shit with enough power, like the sixth seal breaks, it's the day of Yahweh, the earthquake happens in Jerusalem, 7,000 people die, and like people fucked up, so it's time to like, well, you can either have like that's also happening when something bears down on Israel or is about to, and then the Gog and Magog thing, you know what that is. But anyway, I'm gonna, and I say Israel, if I'm doing the overcomer thing, I even think that does that mean me and like the Christ body and you know me, and then doing the Christ body thing. He shall rule as a prince of God, or he shall rule as God, or whatever. If I'm doing the overcomer thing, am I really Israel? Well, it does look like I would have the authority of the Jeremiah 23:5 and 6 Yahweh Zidkenu character through Jesus, who was the like you had to have the anointed character from Daniel like come and die by a certain time. He did, and then he came back. He was resurrected because that just really obviously then Yahweh does have the power and manifest reality and then can do that. Wow. Alright. Well, here, let me stop the stream. You saw the thing move. I don't need to keep talking about it. Just whatever. You saw, and like I guess people are just gonna pretend until they can't anymore, but how about this? I'm manifesting and I'm praying and I'm commanding in the name of Yahweh. I'm praying to Yahweh, the infinitely supreme and powerful spirit. And that spirit puts its authority on me. That Yahweh, in the most superlatively powerful way, forces an end to whatever this situation is where people are harassing and abusing me and lying about what's going on in my reality, and forces people to engage the truth and stop being abusers and stop like using corporate fucking like channels and all sorts of bullshit to like put pressure on my reality in a way that is crippling and hurting me for bad reasons. And like genuinely, whatever has attacked me at the point of my sexuality, that it has to make it up and immediately end whatever the thing is with Alexander Ambrosio, where I have kids that I didn't participate in this process, where like where it's been suggested there's other kid like Chloe Moda, like whatever's going on. I don't even, I like Align Ambrose. What the fuck? I'm demanding this end and whoever's kept it going, that they get in the superlatively most amount of trouble that they could get in, to the point of second death, burning lake. If like Trump has used the presidency or something, like, something to keep this going, I'm commanding he gets in as much trouble as possible. And again, is it really even him, or is that just I can't even tell if it's just his image being used. So that's what it seems like to me. But whatever. Um, okay, let's end this. And like, did he die? And when he got hit in the ear by an AR-15 round, and Rayfield's like, yeah, I saw that in Vietnam. That like blew the back of a guy's brain out. And then like, the idea of it keyholing reasonably, as it hits the ear, it's gonna like spin. I mean, I'm surprised that like that didn't do that. So I would guess that probably it did, and the whatever is keeping that going, it is some kind of mechanical dragon thing just using his image. I saw Jurassic Park come to life, so I'm like, again, Jeff Goldblum looks like he's a young man again. They can do all sorts of fuckery. I don't know that that's Trump leading us to fucking war in Persia or whatever the bullshit is going on. So, all right. Anyway.